And as president of the Barbados Evangelical Association, I suggested to the association that in 1998, for our independence celebrations, we should have a prayer meeting in what is now National Hero Square, as close to the site of the old slave market as we could get. And this was agreed, and that particular Saturday, hundreds of Christians came. And we knelt on the cobblestones in Hero Square, and I led repentance along with others. And what really sort of impacted me is when I opened my eyes to pass the microphone to the next person who was going to pray and lead in a section of repentance, every person in Hero Square was on their face before God, and it was an incredible sight. And so we went to God in repentance, but then we asked God to close the gates through which had come violence and murder and rape and these things that had come into our country through this gate. And then we had the intercessors and the prayer warriors begin to intercede before God for the opening of the windows of blessing on our country. And I thought, well, great, I've done my bit. Of course, the media was not there, which was fine by me because it was for God, it was not for the media.
So what the process of slavery has done has created a culture that has a hierarchy of races. So wherever you go in the world, where there are different races, you will find a large percentage of light-skinned people at the top and a large percentage of dark-skinned people at the bottom and everybody else in between. Wherever you go in the world, you will find some representation of that hierarchy. Now there must be a reason for this, and I can only think of two. You tell me which one you want. Either the darker you are predisposes you to certain types of genetic disabilities which cause you to be less successful than the lighter, or there's some kind of sociological, cultural factors at work which create this. My guess would be the latter. There are social and cultural factors which started after Columbus set sail and continue to this day, which negatively affect darker skinned people and in many ways help to advance lighter skinned people.
But then the next year in 1999, I was asked to preach the National Service for Independence. And it seemed as though God was saying to me that at that point in time, I had to stand before the nation and do this identification of repentance. And so with the television cameras carrying me live and the radio stations carrying me live and the government present and all the diplomatic corps present, and me with my knees knocking together, I stand there and address His Excellency the Governor General and the then Prime Minister and admit publicly my fathers and I have sinned. And I felt that I could do that because my family has been in Barbados since 1700. And so we have been here the major part of the life and history of this country, and we have been involved in the life and history of this country. The next day, the newspapers both carried word for word, without comment, my sermon, and sort of raging firestorm on the call-in programs as this was being discussed. But then I began to get information from overseas, from as far as the Bahamas, that it was having an impact. In Martinique and Guadeloupe, the television station got the video clip of the sermon and put on English subtitles and ran the sermon and then had a panel discussion. And so it had a significant impact way beyond anything that I imagined it would have been. But it, for me, set a benchmark that at a specific point in time, a descendant of the whites in Barbados stood publicly addressing the nation to express repentance before God and to seek forgiveness of those who had been wronged.
I just want to thank you for watching today and encourage you to go out and see Vigilante the Crossing if you're interested in purchasing any of the other quality productions by Step by Step, please visit us on our website, www.thevigilantethecrossing.com, and we also have a Facebook page. Thank you again.